Out of the 17 years of doing, who would you say, like, out of all the races, have like the biggest?
Predominantly black men do have the biggest ones.
Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, because after MILF, I don't even know what's after that.
Yeah, I mean, there's guilt, but I don't know if I want to go that route.
What's guilt?
Grandma, I'd like to but
Wow.
I don't want to, I will be done.
Guilt?
Oh, it's out
Wow.
there. It's out. Ask the Google machine. It's out there.
Wow, guilt. And then what's after that?
Oh, I don't know. I hope there's nothing after
G-guilt.
that.
Great grandma. Welcome back to the Digital Social Hour. I'm your host, Sean Kelly, here with my co-host, Wayne Lewis.
What up, what up?
And our guest today, Richelle Ryan.
Hi.
Richelle, how
Man.
you doing?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me on.
Curly whites, I see you.
Oh, yes. I overly bleach my teeth.
For real?
Yeah.
What do you use?
Everything.
Really?
Everything.
You got to give me some advice. 'Cause
Yeah.
I get that. Well, I get the Zoom whitening from my dentist,
Mm-hmm.
and then I sleep with the Crest 3D whitening strips on.
You sleep with them on?
And I think that's why they're so white. And trust me, like I have.
Yo, those hurt though.
I know. I have major sensitivity issues. Hot, cold, everything. Yeah.
Wow, they're like really white.
But I have white teeth, and you guys
Yeah.
noticed it. And
Yeah,
I,
no.
yeah.
Aren't you supposed
And they're not veneers either.
No,
Yeah,
literally
that shit-
just, yeah.
white.
I had braces as a kid.
Wow.
So.
White, yeah.
Aren't you supposed to use the strips for like 10 minutes?
30.
Yeah, like
30?
30.
Sleeps
And
with
I
them.
sleep with them for 8 hours.
Is that like supposed to...
You're not supposed to do that.
At all. That bleach is working. Working.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Oh, I'm seeing right now on the screen. Yeah, they are nice and
Man.
white.
Yeah.
What you been working on other than whitening your teeth?
Oh my gosh. I am a workaholic. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
working. I still currently shoot adult films,
Mm-hmm.
and then I feature dance, and I also do.
Huh?
So I have my
Oh.
hands in all the baskets making money.
So out of those three, what's bringing in the most dough right now?
Probably OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, for real? It's killing a dope film?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I started in the adult film industry.
Mm-hmm.
I did. Oh yeah, lower it. Okay. Boom.
And back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes. I started doing adult films July 11th, 2006. So I'm coming up on 17 years.
Wow.
So, which is a huge deal because being relevant almost 2 decades and seeing the shift from, when I first got in the industry, we were literally that's all we did was just shoot for the companies, and we were making them so much money,
Yeah,
and
millions.
billions, a
Yeah,
$1 billion industry, and it's insane. And so I'm enjoying seeing the shift. I love that the control is in the performer's hands, that we can now own and create our own content, and that fans are seeing that and they love that. And this is very personal. They can chat with us, they can see our private videos, and whatever we want to share with them, and I think it's great.
So you still do today?
Yes.
So you actually like doing
I do. I shoot anywhere from 2 to 4 times a month, and that's just to kind of keep my name relevant.
Yeah.
And I want to get the traffic from the big companies. When I first got into the industry, my agent, he had me working all the time. I was shooting for anyone basically. And now I'm just kind of like, I only want to shoot for the top companies because I want to get their traffic. But I spend so much time between my takes up so much time. Yeah.
Have you ever done a shoot where you're like kind of uncomfortable, like they're making you do some weird stuff?
No, I was always pretty good. I'm pretty vocal.
Okay.
I'm an Italian from New York, so if I don't like something, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't like this. And I'm really good at communicating, like, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and so I would leave.
So what do you like?
What do I like? It's weird. The older I get, the more vanilla I feel like I get.
Okay.
When I first got into the industry, I was 21 and I was like, oh, I love women and I love everything. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, I just like guys.
I feel that.
I just want to I love men. I love like that testosterone. That's all I want to be around. But I don't hate women, but it's just me. It's, when I first started, in the industry, I was 21, which I could do like teen stuff.
Right.
And then I kind of morphed into that weird age from like 28 to 32 where it's like, oh, okay, well, we don't know what category to put her in. So you're just kind of like,
why not?
There's teen, there's MILF, and then there's like the hot girls like in between. And then there's like tatted up girls. It's like everybody wants to put everyone in a category.
Oh, it's a category. Got you.
Yeah. And so I was just kind of in that stuck in that weird category for a very, very long time, and then morphed over and into the MILF side, which I absolutely love.
So how do you separate actual, like, the interaction outside of then? Are they the same?
I've always
do
been.
they feel the same in general?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
I've always been really good at separating work life and my personal life. It's, when you're performing on camera, even for too, it's not about us getting off as the performer. It's we're actresses and we're giving a performance, and you want the viewer that's paying for it, you want them to get off.
Right.
So it's like a lot of times, I'm shooting and I've been on set, I've been up since 6, I haven't eaten breakfast, I've been in makeup for 2.5 hours.
Before you eat breakfast?
I don't really eat much anyhow before I shoot, because then you're all like fat and you're like, oh, but so it's like when I do get to have sex in my personal life, it's great. It's I call it smother sex. It's like, which we don't get on camera because we have to like open up and show everything. Like I like good smother sex. I just want to be smothered by a man. And I love that. So I'm really good at kind of separating like work and home life.
So how do you separate, like what's the mental that a guy has to have?
It's very tough for guys. I honestly couldn't imagine being a male performer in the industry, because for guys it's more mental. And now what I'm seeing,
no, I'm saying a guy that you're involved with, like he's at home waiting.
Oh, that's a whole nother podcast. We could get into that one. That's a whole nother thing.
Like, what kind of mentality is that? Because like,
that's tough.
That's
and touching on that a little bit, that's setting good, clear, healthy boundaries with your partner. Like, hey, this is what I'm okay with you doing and not doing. And but it's very honestly tough. I mean, if I wasn't in my line of work, there'd be no way I was ever dating a male performer. Absolutely not.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm greedy. Like I mark my territory. Like I'm like, nope, that's my nobody else's.
I got you.
Yeah, it's nobody else's.
So you can't date a male performer?
Oh my God, no. I wouldn't want to.
You
I love normal men. Like normal men.
But you want a normal man to date you though, right?
Yes.
Okay, got
it. Yeah.
Why?
I think like I wouldn't want like an athlete or anything like that.
You just want a normal guy.
I just want a normal guy. Like, because I live a very normal life outside of what I do. I mean, to me, I'm like, I'm home, I'm doing all if I go to a shoot, and then when I come home, it's me. I'm home, I'm with my dogs, I'm doing yoga. The weekends, I go out to the desert, I shoot guns, I like to go have drinks, go out to dinner. I'm very, very, very normal. Okay. It's just my profession has just made it
abnormal.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Now, do you think you'll switch fully to from adult stuff, or do you think you're going to keep doing both?
No, I love being able to kind of have my hands in all the baskets and stuff. And I think that's really good as far as growing your brand and making money. I wouldn't want to throw everything into I still want to be on set and shoot and, meet new talent and, just I enjoy the camaraderie and just, chatting with everyone and just, hearing what's new, like hearing the tea, what's going on in the industry a little bit. Like because other than that, I'm just like in my house shooting just stay in my little bubble. But
So how do you deal with people that see you outside of work and they're like, yo, you're so-and-so, like the crazed fans, like the guys?
It's honestly gotten
Is it scary?
I have had scary moments, but I always say, I'm like, oh, around and find out with me. If you get up on me, around and find out. I'm crazy. I got a big mouth and yeah. No, I don't know. I get recognized a lot, I've noticed, within the past 3 years. And I think it's just all the MILF stuff. And it's even like when I'm dressed like normal, like no makeup, no hair extensions, no nothing. And Yeah, and I'm like, how are you? But it's the booty. That's what it is. I'm like, how are you finding me? I'm in the gym with no face on, like hat on, like sweater, and you're still recognizing me. It's crazy. But no, most of the guys are really cool. I mean, I have had some weird ones where people recognize me out and they'll try following me home.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm like, I just drive right to the police station.
Just drive right to the.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go home. I don't want them to have a clue where I live. So I'm like, if you want to follow me to the police station. Like,
Wow.
around and find out. Like,
That's wild.
we'll be met by Las Vegas's finest.
Right.
Why do you think a lot of girls get hate on social media?
I honestly like hate from
guys, hate from like people jealous, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
I think it's because now, and I can kind of understand it, is that, you know, men want a woman that is kind of dependent on them. Men want to be the Captain Save, the alphas and the providers. And now here's this era of women where, you know, the whole movement of I am woman, hear me roar, like it's happening now. Women are, you know, they're working hard. They're building brands, whether it's acceptable or not. And they're making great money and yes, some of them are like, oh, well, I don't need a man. Well, you know, you can't, if you want a man, you can't like have that attitude. And money doesn't make everything. You can make $100,000 a month and have a attitude and stuff. But I think that's why some of the girls do catch a lot of hate is just because of that. And I see a lot of it, and I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with all of it.
You just stay silent and
yeah, you know, because then I just start arguing with people online. It's not worth it. But
you can't win arguing online. It's never.
What's the wildest thing that you've done?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm kind of vanilla.
You don't know?
Really?
I think I'm like fairly vanilla. I did like 5 guys, and
Wait,
I mean, I guess that's pretty
what?
crazy. So like 5 guys.
So it's called
because you're just everyone. It's like you're literally just like running into.
Yeah. Oh, bro, she said you're running into.
You're literally running into the. It's here, it's there, it's in your ears, it's everywhere.
So how did you organize it? Or
I didn't. That was when I first got into the industry, and my agent booked me for it with
was it unexpected, or did you know?
Oh no, I know. Oh yeah. We know everything. We know everything.
Oh, so you knew going in, like, yo.
Oh
I gotta 5.
Oh yeah, you have to know going into everything, and it's a company that's no longer around.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy some days when I think back. I'm like, I've been in 17 years. I've literally been around before the tube sites. I've been around when Visa and MasterCard, when they weren't paying out performers. I've seen
like
the top companies.
How they're doing only what the
banks,
yeah.
I've seen the top companies and the webcam companies, everyone go under. And I feel like that's where, not speaking necessarily on the girls, but mainly just the adult film stars, why we do have our eggs in many baskets, because you want to diversify. You can't just throw it all into. You can't just shoot solely for the companies. You have to feature dance. You have to do public appearances. You have to work the Cameo app. You have to work the chat apps. And, you know, it's a lot. I'm a one-woman show doing it all. I am a workaholic, so
do you,
I do
you
enjoy
feel like
it.
Body count matters?
That's a very good question.
And what's yours, if you want to say?
Oh gosh.
Do you have a body count? Does it?
I wish I would have kept. I wish I would have kept a book. I have to be around 100.
Okay,
is my guess.
That's kind of low over 17 years.
But you work with the same partner a lot.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. And now that I've gotten older and I've morphed into like the MILF category, when I shoot, I'm like, these are the 5 guys that I want to work with.
Right.
And because now what I see, and I think it's adorable, it's cute, but a lot of the guys that are coming into now, they're showing up on set and they're like, oh, you're working with Richelle Ryan. And they're like, oh God. And they're like, you know, you were my favorites. I used to watch you all the time growing up. And it's like these young guys. And I think it's cute. But then it's with men being on set, it's all mental. And the second they start getting in their head, it's downhill from there. All the Viagra in the world and me talking to them, it does not help. It's a little too much.
You've had someone get soft on set?
Oh, yeah. And it's happened a lot. And it's just
Wow.
because they're in their head. They're so excited. It's like, this is the woman they've been wanting to, they've been watching you for however long. And then they finally get the opportunity to shoot with you and stuff.
They're
and
nervous, yeah.
100%.
So
I usually just stay away from the male talent. I'm like, okay, you have your room to like do your thing. I have mine. And then we meet when we need to meet, and then it's on.
So out of the 17 years of doing, who would you say, like, out of all the races, have like the biggest?
Predominantly Black men do have the biggest ones.
Sorry, Sean. I'm just playing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't discriminate. I love it all. Actually, to be honest, I prefer average,
Smaller.
normal men.
Yeah.
I love it. Like when guys send me like pics on, and every guy wants to know how they size up compared to a star, and I'm just like, I honestly could give two. I don't care about pics. I don't like them. I don't care about size. Like my last ex, I saw one of the questions that you had for me, and I was going to touch on it a little bit. I was with a guy, I think it was like, does money matter? And I met a guy, he actually found me from a Barstool post.
Wow.
And it was so funny. It's because I was like, what is Barstool? Like I did not know at the time. And I feel bad because consider myself like a stoolie. I love them. But anyhow, we met. He was an Uber driver. Probably made like $3,000 a month, and yeah, just normal like. Average.
Oh, so you dated him?
Yes, he was 10 years younger than me too.
Wow. Like
I was 33, he was 23, but he had it together because I wouldn't be with a 23-year-old punk or anyone that was very immature. Like I just couldn't handle that, and I have to be able to have a conversation and talk with you. And he was living in Vegas.
He was comfortable with you doing what you're doing?
In the beginning, yes, but then it was kind of like the more we started to fall in love, and then it just became really, really difficult, and it was really hard to kind of keep the relationship going. But I don't hate him. He's
Has
a good
any
dude.
relationship that you've been in that you loved him so much that you wanted to stop?
I was kind of toying with it with the last one, but then it was just there was so many restrictions that were going to be put in place that I felt like my wings were being clipped. And, when I first got into the industry at 21, I wanted to be a rock star without a guitar. I was just kind of like, this is my people. This is my crew. I was working as an entertainer, as a dancer at a club in Richmond, Virginia. So I came from stripping and then into actually a Hooters girl stripping and then into and I was just kind of like, these are my people. And I feel like the industry kind of forced me to grow up. And then it wasn't until I started shooting MILF where it was like, oh, wow, like this is going to be my end all be all. I need to start making a 3, 5, 7 year goal list. And I mean, I had a financial advisor when I was 22 and I was always extremely smart and doing very smart things with my money. But it wasn't until the whole MILF thing blew up that I was like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, because after MILF, I don't even know what's after that.
Yeah, I mean, there's guilt, but I don't know if I want to go that route.
What's guilt?
Grandma, I'd like to but
wow.
I don't want to get to that point.
One of those.
All my groceries, I will be done. Oh, it's out there. It's out. Ask the Google machine. It's out there.
Wow, guilt. And then what's after that?
Oh, I don't know. I hope there's nothing after that.
Great grandma.
Yikes.
Double G guilt.
Oh gosh, I don't want none of that.
So you're good at MILF.
Yeah, I love it.
So after MILF, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a time frame because at first, when I first got in at 21, I was like, okay, I'll do this till I'm 40, but I turned 38 in a couple weeks and I'm still at the peak, almost to the peak of that wave, and it's like, why would I get off now?
What? So is 50 the stopping age for you?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to give a number because maybe at 45,
right?
Maybe at 45 I'll be like, all right, I'm done.
And then what though?
Then I'm gonna live off my. Hopefully, I'll be on a beach in Mexico selling coconuts with my dogs.
That'd be fun.
I'm gonna take my cell phone. I'm gonna throw it in the ocean. And I'm going to be in Puerto Vallarta selling coconuts.
Have you lost any of your drive that you had when you were in your 20s, or do you still have that same level?
No, I think it's grown a lot more. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Especially off camera.
Okay.
Yeah, especially off camera. Like when I first got into 20s, I was like very eager beaver, very excited, like, you know, to get on. And I didn't know what I was doing, like performing wise and stuff. And I was just very eager. Now when I'm on set, it's more like, okay, make sure you open up and stretch out your, you know, suck in your tummy and do, like, my head's thinking of a million things. But the that I have off camera now as a woman who's almost 38 is amazing. And I think it's just because I grew up in, you know, getting in at, you know, 21 till now at, you know, almost 38. Yeah. I grew up in the industry. I learned a lot about my body, just everything that I probably wouldn't have learned outside of the industry. And
so what originally got you into, like, the day that you woke up and was like, you want to know what? I'm about to start camera.
I was
like, what day was that?
The club that I was a house dancer at, where I was working as a stripper, they had a lot of stars that would come in and feature dance, kind of like what I do now. And so I got to meet a lot of the adult film stars. And you know, it was just seeing them all glammed up on stage and just all the money they were making, and it just seemed like a rock star life. Yeah. You know, just getting to I mean, I've traveled, you know, the world, paid. I didn't have to pay for any of it. Like dance bookings, appearances, you know, just everything. And it's great. And I wanted to do it. And so I kind of started doing my own research. I was looking at like the top licensed and bonded agents that were in the adult film industry. I had never been to California. I'm originally from upstate New York, but grew up in Richmond, Virginia. So I grew up in the South. I've never been to the West Coast, never been to Cali. I found a couple of agents. I went out to LA. I met with them. I checked out California, and I was like, all right, I think I like it here. And they were like, we can put you to work as soon as you're out here. And then I planned to move across country like 2 months later.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you were green still. You didn't even know anything about it. Like,
I didn't know anything as far as like how much you were getting paid until I got there and met with agents. And
but you have to like have, right?
Yeah, of
or
course.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
Yeah, there's some stars that just like, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's some that really don't like it. They do it as a job.
Oh gosh, that sounds like forced.
So you actually enjoyed it. So.
Oh yeah, I definitely still do.
So when did your enjoyment for start? Like, when were you like,
probably like 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 18, I'd say.
You were like, I love this.
Yeah. But I wasn't with that many men before I got to the industry. I was with like 6 guys.
In high school?
Like I lost my virginity at 16 till literally 21. Okay. Like that's not many. That's I don't think.
From
one a year,
16 to 21, one a year.
Yeah.
I mean, you was a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. 1 year. 1 year is good.
These days, that's nothing.
Oh, yeah. That's like nothing. I mean, you're hearing like some of these kids are just losing their virginity so young, and it's just
a little too young. Yeah,
a little too young. I think some things are just being a little over nowadays, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
For sure.
I definitely think that all should be behind paywalls, and I think parents need to monitor their children so that way they're not getting access to, you know, Pornhub and, you know, social media sites and everything else. Right.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a crazy celebrity slide in your DM?
You know,
or she had.
I have, but I have to say, when you DM'd me, I was like, oh, who's this kid with 10 million followers? And like stuff like that excites me more. Like when I was in my 20s and athletes were sliding my DMs, I was like, ooh, like, you know, and he plays on the Giants because I'm a huge New York Giants fan. Like, that's my tattoo.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
But it was just kind of like, it was such an ego boost. And now I'm like, ugh, like I could care less. I'm like, you slid into my DMs. Like, I don't care. Unless it's Crunk or like Nick Bosa, Jimmy G, then maybe I might get a little excited. But everyone else, I'm like, I really honestly don't care. I don't like athletes. They're bigger than me.
Right.
And they're playing.
She said they're bigger than me.
And they're literally playing all the same girls. Like they do the eye emoji or like the hand or something stupid. Then I'm just kind of like, I don't know, you do it to all the girls. If it's college athletes, I get excited. But
so you like younger men?
Yeah.
Why?
I feel like older men have never taken me serious. It's just I go on a date with a guy my age or older, and it's kind of like, well, when are you going to get out of this little phase? And I'm just like, little phase? Like,
I've been in it for 17
how
years.
many
It's
people
not a
can you
phase.
say have been in the same career field 17 years? Like, I think that's a very long time. And, you know, I don't do drugs. I'm a social drinker. I've always done very smart things with my money. I'm not reckless, wild, and crazy. So I'm just kind of like, I don't understand that. Versus younger men are very like, rock on, that's awesome, do your thing. You know, they're very like open-minded.
Yeah.
Older men aren't. And I think a lot of that kind of goes back to like what we were talking about. Men want to be alphas and providers. And it's a little intimidating where, you know, they're meeting me. I drive a nice car. I own 2 homes. Like,
Well, no, I don't think
I need you for and loyalty, and that's it.
Well, you're already getting right. But the thing about it is, I don't know if it's about them being alphas or wanting to like be the, you know, the highest earner or the provider. It's just that, I mean, their wife is getting like smashed.
For sure, 100%.
You know, and she has to come home after getting smashed, and then she lays with you, and you know that she's just been getting, you know, she's someone else.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Yeah.
But you have to be open to that if you want to date you, right? You
100%. I'm very honest. Even with the last one, I was like, hey, this is what I do. Either you're with it or you're not, because I'm not stopping it. I did kind of slow down a little bit.
Do you ever get tired of though?
I mean, I do have, you know, between and shooting and stuff like that, but I do keep a very good pace. I'm not having every single day.
I know. I'm saying
definitely not.
Let's say you have a shoot and then you go home and then your guy won't. You know.
I don't think so, because if it's my partner, I'm really into him. Like, I want to make you happy. I love you, or you know what I'm saying. It's like you want to make your partner happy.
Girls can do it more than guys.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's her job. So it's like, when is it like, I'm tired of.
I mean, if there was like a day where I came home where I got like some nut or something in the eye or whatever, I'd be like, sorry, babe, it's not happening, you know? But I feel like that's when you're in like a partnership where it's like,
so
you know.
What is a nut in the eye?
Like if a guy like accidentally.
I know, but what does that feel like?
It's just burns like you wouldn't believe. And I wear contacts and it's just the worst pain. Yeah. It's horrible.
I got hot sauce in my eye once. So
no, the hot sauce and nut are 2 different things.
It's almost like nut.
Yeah. No, I got hot sauce in my contact, dude.
It's brutal. It's brutal. Man. Yeah.
That was fun. What's next for you?
Yeah.
You know, I'm really enjoying this wave that I'm on right now. It's
the MILF Wave.
The MILF Wave, honestly, yeah.
Well, that's like 10 years.
I mean, I don't know. I don't like putting numbers and limits to things. You know, you never know. I mean, you know, I could want to retire maybe tomorrow.
Do you want kids?
No, you know, I've never had that itch. I've never wanted children. I have 2 French bulldogs. I am happy raising French bulldogs, but I think it takes a very unselfish human to want to raise children, men and women. And I've always can admit that I'm very selfish. I don't want to sacrifice my time, my sleep, my body, my nothing. And I also think it's a very scary world right now, raising children in, and it's tough. I mean, my hat goes off to all the parents out there.
Right.
It's
a
definitely
full-time job.
Yeah. I'm good with my dogs are locked up right now in the house.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love dogs, man.
I know.
I want like 10 dogs when I'm older. For real.
I know, me too.
10 dogs?
Yeah, like a farm with like 10 dogs. That'd be awesome.
I want to have a little Frenchie farm.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'll tell you my idea, what I have for it. I don't want to say it on air
Ooh, proprietary?
Yeah, somebody will like check my idea.
All right. We'll have to hear it off camera. Wayne?
Yeah.
Whew.
There's a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the Digital Social Hour.
See you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.